Rs 15 crore, the highest retention fee in KKR's history. And they didn't spend it on a World Cup winner. They didn't spend it on a test regular. They spent it on a batter from Aligarh who once couldn't afford a proper cricket kit. Now, IPL 2026 is here, and the franchise wants a return on that bet. Kolkata Knight Riders retained Rinku Singh for Rs 15 crore ahead of IPL 2026. That number is specific and worth sitting with. Not because it's the largest figure in IPL history. It isn't, but because of what it represents for one franchise. In KKR's entire history, no player they chose to keep has commanded that sum. Not a foreign superstar, not a proven multi-format international. A finisher from Uttar Pradesh who built his reputation one impossible last over finish at a time. The retention wasn't just a transaction, it was a declaration. KKR were telling every other franchise in the league, this one is ours. And they were telling Rinku Singh something else entirely. We've already written your name into the next chapter. Now grow into it. Cricket in India runs on pedigree. Academy systems, state associations, well-connected coaches. The pipeline is crowded, and the ones who make it through usually had a head start. Rinku Singh didn't have one. Singh. Growing up in Aligarh, Uttar Pradesh, his family's financial situation meant cricket was always a luxury he was chasing rather than enjoying. The structured grooming that produces test cricketers, specialist coaches, curated tournaments, exposure tours, wasn't available to him the way it was to players from bigger cities or wealthier backgrounds. What he had was the game itself, and a specific, almost violent clarity about what he could do with a cricket bat in the final overs of a T20 match. That skill, raw, instinctive, built on necessity rather than coaching manuals, is what eventually got him noticed. Not through a first-class career that announced itself with centuries and averages, but through the IPL, where the format rewards exactly the kind of fearless, consequence-free hitting that desperation, paradoxically, tends to produce. The journey from Aligarh to KKR's highest retained player didn't happen overnight. It happened one impossible finish at a time. There are players who build reputations across seasons, and then there are players who create a single moment so compressed, so absurd, that it rewires how an entire sport thinks about what's possible. Rinku Singh belongs to the second category. His name is now permanently attached to one of the most discussed finishes in IPL history: 5 consecutive sixes in a final over, turning a match that was mathematically over into something else entirely. The kind of finish that gets replayed not just in highlights packages but in conversations about the mental architecture of sport. What does it take to attempt that? What does it take to execute it? That moment didn't just make him famous, it made him valuable in a way that numbers alone can't capture. In T20 cricket, the ability to win from positions where winning should be impossible is the rarest commodity in the market. Then there's this detail, one that often gets lost in the broader conversation. Rinku Singh is the only current India T20I batter in KKR's squad for IPL 2026. A franchise with 3 IPL titles built to compete, and the sole active Indian T20 international they carry is him. That's not a gap in their squad. That's a statement about his standing in Indian cricket. Former India batter Mohammad Kaif has gone further, publicly suggesting KKR should groom Rinku as the future captain of the team. That's not flattery. Kaif has seen enough of Indian cricket to know what leadership potential looks like. He's pointing at Rinku, and KKR appear to be listening. The vice-captaincy appointment for IPL 2026 makes that clear. You don't make someone vice-captain when you're hedging your bets. You do it when you're building around them. The headline, KKR seeking improved performance from Rinku Singh, sounds like pressure. And it is. But it's a specific kind of pressure, and the distinction matters. This isn't a franchise panicking about a bad investment. A franchise that panics doesn't hand out vice-captaincies. This is a franchise that has made a long-term bet and is now asking the player to meet them at the level of that bet. The finisher role that made Rinku famous is a high adrenaline, high specificity function. Coming in at number 6 with nothing to lose, swinging for the boundary, winning the unwinnable. That role has a ceiling. A vice captain, a future captain candidate, a franchise's most expensive retained player. That player needs to perform across a broader range of scenarios. Earlier in the innings, in matches that aren't decided in the final over, in moments that require accumulation rather than explosion. That's the evolution being asked of him. And it's the right ask. Kaif's roadmap isn't just about the captaincy armband, it's about expanding what Rinku is willing to do and what he proves he can do every time he walks to the crease. The boy from Aligarh built his game on instinct and necessity. IPL 2026 is asking him to build it on something harder: sustained excellence, match after match, role after role. Rinku Singh has already done the impossible once. The question this season is whether he can do the consistent. The RS's 15 crore retention wasn't a reward for the past. It was a down payment on a specific future. One where he isn't just KKR's most dramatic finisher, but their leader. The vice captaincy, the sole India T20I batter status, Mohammad Kaif's public endorsement, these aren't coincidences. They're a franchise drawing a line from where Rinku is to where they need him to be. IPL 2026 isn't just another season for him, it's the audition for the next chapter that KKR have already written his name into. If you want more stories like this, the numbers behind the names, the pressure behind the price tags, subscribe to Factstorm Hub. And for the full breakdown, the complete article is live now on factstormhub.com.